A nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. The only value in our two nations possessing nuclear weapons is to make sure they will never be used. But then would it not be better to do away with them entirely? This is a quote from Ronald Reagan in regards to the START 1 Act in 1984. My policy change proposal is that of America's nuclear proliferation policy needs to change, and we need to enter the Total Prohibition and Nuclear Weapons Act and treaties through the UN, mutually with Russia. Now, nuclear arms treaties go back to pre-Cold War between Russia and America. One of the most important ones are the START 1 Act that Ronald Reagan was referencing in that quote. The START 1 Act was a treaty to reduce nuclear delivery systems that started in the early 80s and ended in 2001. Now, what it was the agreement required the destruction of delivery systems, and it was verified through intrusive verification regimes. Now, what they didn't put in these treaties are far more important. The treaties did not contain nuclear warhead or payload dockets or items in the articles of the treaty. So America and Russia were allowed to rampantly and rapidly produce several thousand apiece nuclear warheads and payloads. So at any given time, there are 13,450 active nuclear warheads on the face of the planet. Russia and America control around 11,000 of them at any given time. 11,550 to be exact. With America controlling around 5,550 and Russia controlling around 6,000. Now, what this does is it allows a technical stalemate to be held between the two countries. And it doesn't truly address the new treaty doesn't truly address non-proliferation and disarmament. Only through disarmament can America stop the Cold War that's currently happening between China and other countries such as Pakistan, Iran, North Korea, ourselves, and Russia. For instance, China is testing a nuclear delivery system that the Financial Times, which is a Chinese state-run media outlet, quoted, "It successfully tested the bomb. It was sent around the world, and then it hit its target in around 1.5 hours." So that means 1.5 hours translates into about 22,000 miles per hour for a delivery system of a nuclear weapon. That's faster than any radar detection system and faster than any defense system ever developed by any country. Now, China is developing this in response to its lack of nuclear deterrence. China has been ticking up its nuclear deterrence. Director Daryl Kimball has been stated saying Beijing has sharply deviated from its decades-old nuclear strategy based on minimum deterrence. So what that means is China is acting in response to America and Russia's continued proliferation and continued armament of their nuclear stockpiles. These stockpiles have never been addressed truly other than treaties through the UN and treaties through Russia and America cooperation. Through joining the TPNW mutually, Russia and America would adopt the policy that nuclear arms testing, holding, and stockpiling is forbidden. And doing this mutually would allow Russia and America to safely go into a path of disarmament mutually. Because Russia and America control around 95% of the nuclear weapons on the globe. We need Russia and America to agree to this policy before anyone else will get behind it. With this policy adaptation and policy change of America and Russia joining the TPNW through the UN, the world would be a safer place for us all. We would all be able to sleep better at night. At least I know I would be able to.